The economic recovery won't translate into wage growth. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because I want to have a look at this article from Yahoo Finance discussing, wage growth outlook is flat despite the economic rebound. Now, we constantly make fun of the RBA and their atrocious, wage price index forecast. From 2011 to 2017, they've failed again and again and again. I've even put it on a coffee mug, guys. There you go. It shows you their inability or, the fact that their models and their predictions are by no means a certainty. And these are the people that can instantly destroy the value of all of your savings, simply at a meeting. And it can have a huge impact on the economy. Now, the wage outlook is flat despite the economic rebound. Before we have a look at this, I want to draw your attention to this chart from the Property Council of Australia. This is their data room, and this is total vacant office space expressed as a percentage of total stock. Now, if we have a look here, look at that. It's climbing up. At the moment, we're sitting on a bit over 10%. This is overall all of Australia's. 11.1%. You can see it up here. Now, what is interesting is this huge hump here. This is the recession. This is the recession we had in the 1990s. Remember the recession Australia had to have? Paul Keating, the man who locked a big portion of our savings away under control of unions and bank super funds. Everyone's hero who can't drink a beer like Hawke. But this is the recession here. And it took a long time for office levels to reach the levels before. Vacancy rates, at least. Look at that climb. That's all of Australia. Let's have a look at Sydney. You can see it there in Sydney, over 20%. And it didn't just shoot right up. It took a few years to climb up. What do you think this means for jobs, everyone? It takes time for things to return back to normal. Look at Melbourne. Look how long Melbourne took to climb back down. Not until 2001. And we'll go to good old Brizzy. Brizzy, there you go. We jump back up. And again, it took until what, 98 to get back down to that level? 8 years. Adelaide, 10%, 2001. Again, Perth. Look at that, a sharp climb up, and then it came down a lot faster than the others, but it didn't hit that 10% until, again, 2001. It was hovering above it for some time. Hobart took up when it dipped, so double plunge. Maybe it was going down, and then people built a lot of new office space there in good old Hobart. What about Darwin? Darwin didn't exist until January 2010, according to this chart. And then my favorite is Canberra. Oh, wow, it didn't really affect it as much, did it? Maybe it shows you we need to buy into that commercial property that has government tenants. Or just the civil servants that are already paid more than all of us. We'll have a look here. We'll go to ABS. Here's the average weekly earnings. And you can compare here. The male average weekly earnings for public is $1,900, private $1,700. Even for females, $1,750 versus $1,469. Guys, it pays to be a servant, apparently. Not a independent small business person, So let's have a look at this. Why am I referring to that real estate with regards to wage growth? Well, because it shows you that businesses don't just snap right back instantly when they say the economy is recovered. There's a delay. It takes time. The amount of floor space that you need in your business, it's a good indication for how many bodies you're going to have, how many workers you're going to have. Now, if anything, it's going to be worse because, people can work from home and we're competing in a global market, not like we were back then. Back in the early 90s, getting someone to draft something overseas and send it here would be impossible. Now, easily done. So it's a different world in many ways. Has some advantages and disadvantages. So the rapid economic rebound from last year's deep recession is yet to be felt in people's wage packets. I don't know if it is going to. Remember, we just taken a hit. We're just climbing right back to where we were. And where we were, we hadn't seen wage growth in forever, guys. Despite a sharp drop in the unemployment rate to 6.4%, that's still bloody high last month, from a 22-year high of 7.5% last July. Economists expect it could be a few years before a decent pay rise is seen. While the jobs recovery has been faster than expected and unemployment is expected to fall below 6% by this time next year, we are still a long way from full employment and hence a decent pickup in wages growth, AMP Capital chief economist Shane Oliver said. Wednesday, we'll see the release of key wage figures for the December quarter, which are likely to be grim reading. Yeah, I can't see anything happening there. There's not going to be an increase in wages, guys. There just isn't. It's not necessary. There's not that as much competition in the market. The wage price index, used by the Reserve Bank and Treasury in gauging wage growth, is expected to have risen by just 0.3% in the first 3 months of 2020. It will follow the meager 0.1% rise in the September quarter and leave the annual growth rate at a limp 1.1%. The only upside is that annual inflation is crawling along at 0.9%. Also on Wednesday, quarterly construction work data is released that will feed into the National Accounts report for December quarter that is issued on March 3rd. The National Accounts include economic growth figures that are expected to show an extension of the 3.3% rebound seen in the September quarter after the 7% slump in the previous 3 months. What is known so far in the economic growth calculation is that retail spending rose by a healthy 2.5% in the quarter. The construction work figures are expected to show an increase of 1% for the quarter, helped by strong home building that has been encouraged by low interest rates and government initiatives. Well, yeah. Yes, it definitely has. The government has thrown the kitchen sink, they've gone to the laundry, they've got the laundry sink, they've even gone out into the garden, found the abandoned old bathtub from the previous owner that was hidden in the shrubs, and chucked that at property as well, guys. Welcome to Australia. Feel proud? Is this the lucky country? However, business investment figures on Thursday are expected to have remained subdued. I mean, yeah, why would you take the risk now? Private capital expenditure in the quarter is expected to have declined 0.3%. Still, Business Council of Australia Chief Executive Jennifer Westacott believes the rollout of the COVID vaccine will be hugely important for business confidence. Prime Minister Scott Morrison was one of the first people to get the Pfizer jab on Sunday ahead of the national rollout. It is hugely important to get that momentum that is built up in the economy to stay and get extra momentum, she told Sky News Sunday Agenda program. However, enthusiasm surrounding the vaccine rollout has failed to shore up the Australian share market, which extended a hefty sell-off on Friday in after-hours trading. Share futures were trading 11 points down at 6,721. On Friday, the share market dropped 1.3%, its worst day of losses in more than 3 weeks, undermined by worries over the performance of the US economy. There is little to turn the tide from an overall flat Wall Street on Friday, as investors sold technology shares that had rallied through the pandemic and bought into other stocks that are set to benefit from pent-up demand once the coronavirus pandemic is subdued. The S&P 500 dropped 0.19% to 3,900, the Dow Jones edged up 0.1 to 31,000, and the Nasdaq Composite added 0.07 to 13,800. So there we have it, everyone. The economy won't translate into wages growth. Let me know if you're surprised. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links from Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy merch from HeiseSays or use PayPal. Take care, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.